If you're running an affiliate program, you probably get a lot of applications from social media profiles. I've looked at a lot of affiliate programs, and I think around 10 to 20% of applications are actually from social media profiles. Those profiles are across all the different channels: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok. And you don't get a huge amount of information with the application. You get a link to the page, and then it's up to you to do all your due diligence, see if they're big enough, basically, to promote your brand. There's other, due diligence around, are they a fit and whatnot, but basically want to know if they're working with or not, because someone that has 1,000 followers probably isn't. So what I built is an automation that allows you to get all the metrics you need to make a decision on whether you should be, whether it's worth working with a profile or not. So if you see here, here's 15 or 16, 15 Instagram profiles that came into a program application over the last week or so. And you see here quite a range of followers. So 1,600 right up to 210,000. So rather than going and documenting their followers, how many people they follow, how many posts they've had, this is all automatically populated. Likewise for Facebook, likewise for Pinterest, likewise for uh, TikTok, likewise for YouTube. So all the data here, regardless of platform, the key data we need to make decisions is here. So here's how it's done. So I use a tool called make.com, which is a tool that allows you to connect hundreds of different APIs and automate the whole process. The APIs that I'm using here are the Google Sheets API, various Apify, the Apify API with various different Apify scrapers, and that's it. It's quite straightforward. So to explain how this works and how it's built. So basically, I've connected to a sheet, which is this sheet here, and it like watches for new rows. So it watches for once something is added here, that's the data that's scraped. It takes this column here, and we'll use the data in this column to feed the scenario. So it will look at, the first thing it does is it looks at the URL and decides which scraper do I need to run to get the relevant data. So in make.com, you can apply filters based on the data. So here's my filter. It says, this is for Instagram profiles. So basically, does the URL contain Instagram? Notice I say case insensitive here, so text operator case insensitive, because sometimes applications will come with capital I, etc., etc. So I just keep it as case insensitive. Sometimes they don't put the full, HTTP, etc., etc. So it's the filter for Instagram, there's a filter for TikTok, there's a filter for Facebook, there's a filter for Pinterest, there's a filter for YouTube. So basically, the filter will determine which scraper to run. So in terms of scrapers, just to explain what the scrapers are. So the scrapers are obtained from a tool called Apify. So Apify has hundreds, if not thousands, of out-of-the-box scrapers. So if we look at the Instagram profile scraper, basically you could run this manually, where you input a profile and you will get an output. So the output contains like lots of different data here. But we're doing it in make.com. We're automating the whole thing. So we're running the Instagram scraper. We're telling it to wait for 60 seconds. We get the scraping data, and then we add the relevant data we need to a sheet. So if we take Instagram, for example, I want to get their follower count, how many they follow, I want to get their post count, and I want to get the bio. And then when I wanted to add it to the original sheet. Okay, so I'm using the update row. So what's happening is it looks at the row. Okay, so for example, if we got row 163 here, it would take this, it would run the Instagram scraper, it would then update the row with all this information. And from there, we can easily make a decision. So what you do is, if you look to, I suppose, previously run of the scenario, these are the Instagram profiles that we have here. This particular channel. Here's all the data we get from the scraping. Follower count, follows, etc. And here's the attributes we've chosen to add. We don't add everything. Like you can add more, right? If we go back here, you can add. If you really wanted to, you could, download their profile pic. Not sure why you'd want to do that, but there's other things you can do. Point here is I haven't used all the data available. So it's the same logic for each one, but each one is a different scraping. So the scenario has the correct scraper that you need to run. So this one's a TikTok scraper. You'll see it has the TikTok scraper here. It's a different actor. So the scraping tools are called actors in Apify. This one again is a different actor. This one's a different actor, and so on and so on and so on. So what it's doing is it's taking a line of data from your application data. It's determining if it is which profile it is or which channel it is. It's then applying the right actor. It's mapping the right attribute data, and then it's adding them to a sheet. So for example, if you even if you get hundreds of applications, you don't need to manually filter them. So this is actually just filtered for showing, like it will just ignore what's not a social media profile. So you can take all your data, all your application data, just simply paste it in to a column, press this, and it will run and get all the data. So the massive amount of time saved for individuals that get these applications, that have to go in, look at the profile, maybe document their numbers themselves, and then make a decision. Like you can do this and go, well, actually, I only want to, if I go back to just my Instagram here, sort out to Z, I'm only interested in dealing with these three people. The rest you can, whatever, send a not big enough thank you mail, or come back in a few months, or like just have a different arrangement with them, right? Maybe influencers of certain sizes, you might give them a free gift or like a much lower commission. But these people that have like massive potential, you probably want to have set up a call with them, or send them free product or something like that. Likewise for YouTube. Like let's just see what we have here. So followers 9,000 here. So again, different shapes and sizes of the YouTubers. So you can I'll just go to this tidy cheat. Different shapes and sizes here. So you get like, you immediately know who's going to be worthwhile working with, and who probably isn't big enough right away. TikTok again, followers, etc. Following, how many posts they have, etc. So I will drop this video drop the how to obtain this blueprint in the video description. Would love to hear your thoughts.